we did it this time.
Hello.
To the groomer cut. Jennifer stepped out of the picture for just a moment while she's
I'm still putting on my makeup.
getting herself beautified. I just got home from work.
Me too.
We had well, the girls were at work all day long. I went in late just to groom couple little dogs, but I was on the computer all day long doing state stuff and blah. Anyone who says this state stuff is easy, man, it is mind blowing how much time I spend on the computer getting state stuff together. It's crazy. So. But welcome to the Groomers Cut, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here another weekend or another week with us and kicking off our grooming week. I'll do our intro. We are the Pet Pro Educators. By now, I think everyone should be knowing us by our first name. So tonight, we thought tonight would be a fun night to talk about time management. We kind of dabbled on it a little bit last week with our long list of what's to come. And, I think time management is a huge part of our everyday, and just kind of wondering, what do you guys do to keep everybody on track? How do you motivate throughout the day? How do you keep those girls hustling and not trying to stress them out? Because I know I'm really good at stressing people out because I hustle.
I sing and I dance and I do the first thing on my list and then do the thing after that and do the thing after that and do the thing after that. You have to understand my schedule is so tight. Like literally I have 5-minute increments scheduled out. Like I have no time. So for me, I'm probably the worst person to ask how they manage their time because I take on too much. I say yes all the time and I just do the thing at the top of the list and then the next and then the next and then the next and then the next. Then I sleep, then I wake up and then I do it again and do it.
So
that's how I manage
my life too. That's my life too.
Does your day, what you don't get done the next day, that day, go to the top of the list the next day?
Oh no. My life is scheduled. It has to be done.
Right.
That's the day you get it done. That's the day it gets done. Because
That's how I like my day, very structured. I like my office time structured. I have individual notebooks based on today, the week, and so and so. I've got a 5-year plan. I got a 3-year plan. I got a 2-year plan. I got a 1-year plan. I got a 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 12 months. You name it, I got it. It's down.
Awesome. Yeah, that is awesome.
You run a company the size that I'm looking at here, and you have to have that because I need to know what I'm working towards every single day.
Yeah. If you don't have a short-term and a long-term plan, then you have nothing to work towards. So a lot of groomers, I know, they feel really stuck where they are because they're like, oh, I can't ever get ahead. I can't ever get ahead because you're not planning for it. Planning for your future is probably the best thing you can do for your future self.
Yes.
The money that you spend on, and I'm going to say it at the risk of offending all you lovely ladies, and know that spend your money on what you want, but I'm just saying. This is an example. This is my disclaimer example.
Yeah. Okay. Fingernails.
Yes. The money that you're spending on fingernails and doodads and this, that, and the other, and another comb that you don't need. God bless your heart. You need all the combs that you want. I know. But I'm just saying, if you buy a comb a week or you have fingernails that you do every week or whatever and keep them fresh, that's money that can actually be going to your future. All the things that are not really necessary are robbing your future self of a cushion, of a nest egg. So,
and that daily Starbucks or Dunkin'.
Yes.
That's
coffee. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, that adds up.
The average coffee drinker could own a house by the time they're 36 for all the coffee that they're buying at the fast places.
Or soft drinks or any of that. I did this with my husband because he was huge. I mean, I'm like, how much money are you spending? Do you even know? Have you ever tracked your dollars? So I had him start every time. He's like, but I just paid cash for it. I just paid cash. I said, you bring me every single receipt. Just feel me out for a week. 1 week, bring me every receipt of cash, your gas. I'll break it down. when it came down to it, after the first month, I had him pegged that he spent just getting stuff at Dunkin' Donuts and his lunch breaks when they went over to get snack, whatever they do. I don't know what guys do at work, but I don't want to know half the time.
It's snacks. It's the Slim Jims. It's the
Yeah,
beef
yeah, yeah.
jerky.
He was spending over $600 a month. That was, for some people, that's a week paycheck.
Yeah.
Angie just put something in the comments that I think is so important. Groom as many dogs as you need per week to pay your bills, have your profit, and have your fun money and your savings. Then groom an extra dog a day. And that's your future money. You're grooming for your future. If you designate it like that, it becomes so much easier, because I don't know about you, but as a groomer, I kind of divide up what I buy by a dog. Like I have to do 3 Shih Tzus in order to get that thing, or to pay that bill, or to whatever. That's a 3 Shih Tzu item. That's a 6 Shih Tzu item. I'm going to have to do 60 Shih Tzus before I get this other thing. So, I mean, yes, if you are that focused on what you're doing, you can absolutely do 1 dog a day or 2 dogs a day, or however many that you designate for your future. This is something too that I do to myself. My day is so full that by the time it's time to go to bed, I don't want to go to bed because I haven't had any me time. So I'll take an extra hour or 2 hours for myself at night.
I do that too.
I'm exhausted. What you're actually doing, what I'm actually doing when I do that, I'm robbing my future self of awakeness and alertness and being able to, live my day properly and
health.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you think about it that way, all the things that you do today absolutely are choices that will affect you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Choices. You have choices right now that will affect your future self, financially, health-wise.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
Yep.
I'm actually facing a unique problem at my shop with time management and just managing the whole situation. We are starting to pick up a little bit for the holidays. I'm kind of curious across the country what people are seeing, whether or not they are picking up as expected. It's starting to be about like it's been in the past. But I have counted 1, 2, 3, 4 employees out of 13 total. I have lost 4. All of them have had to go on to quarantine and wait for COVID tests because somebody in their life in the last 2 or 3 weeks has tested positive. And so I am down 1/3 of my staff the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And it's not like you can just be like, hey, person off the side of the road, you want to groom? Hey, I'll train you as a bather today.
Although I'm getting ready to pull in somebody homeless to be our receptionist because I'm getting ready to lose my mind. We need a receptionist so bad.
That's so funny. You should, not that that's funny that you should say that, but I was thinking about that just when we started, and you said what about just having somebody to come in and clean?
I didn't even think about that.
Picks up the towels, just sweeps, vacuums.
Oh, Lorraine, yes.
I am so blessed. I have a couple of wonderful bathers that are they're wonderful cleaners.
Yeah.
But I do some, like hiring of outside professional people to come in and do big floors and,
I'm talking about like during your day so that your groomers don't have to take, because there again, you come down to that little bit of time management. If they're restocking your towels or getting, even if it's just, can you hold this dog, stand with this dog? I'm going to go, you hang out here and put my tools, whatever it is, that just frees them up an extra 5 minutes to wash another small dog.
We've kind of divvied up the cleaning duties, and the bather is actually the bather maintenance person, which we have 2. So they handle the back, they twirl the towels, they fill the shampoos, they make sure everything's disinfected. The owner does all the big stuff, all the big heavy lifting, this, that, and the other. And then all of us girls, we take care of our station. We help whenever possible. We'll do a bath for the house if we have to, but we're a good good team. I cultivated a really good team structure so that, it's a group effort. That shop runs really nicely with the people that it has.
You know what I
heard
have
about your machine. That your shop runs like one of the most well-oiled machines
I could see that
ever.
Yes.
I have I did something that I've read this in Groomer to Groomer too, that people say this is a great thing to do, is find the best receptionist and overpay them, and that will save your life. And that has been so true. I have this amazing woman that graced my life named Melissa, and she is she's actually the person who says, you have 20 minutes to get that dog done. And you told me you would have this done dog by 4:00. And can you get them started on that one? She actually just sort of naturally fell into that position. And so having somebody that isn't me, that is calling out, as a reminder person, and if it can be your receptionist who's got that eye on what the client's schedules are, and is the one that's answering the phone and knows who's calling, hoping that their dog is done, that I have never, I will never again underestimate the importance of that person in my life. She's been a game changer, and I am trying to pay her above what I can even afford, because she's just so amazing.
Well, we have one receptionist who's a part-time. She's semi-retired and she's on disability, so she can only work 2 days a week. Then we had a lovely receptionist who was permanent all the other days, and then they would switch off, and it was perfect. But our longer hour receptionist, she moved because her husband got a job in another state. And what am I going to say? Nope, you have to stay and let your husband go. Bye. So it wasn't even that I can't keep a receptionist. It's just, we lost her right before the holidays. So, and she was heartbroken over it herself. They're going to be back hopefully on January 2nd, and it won't be an issue. But I need somebody bad, man. We are slammed. All our people came back. Our book is 3 weeks out and not looking good for any squoze ins. Nothing.
Yeah.
So we're at the wire. So we basically just keep the wireless phone in the middle of the room, and we all take turns answering it, and we all take turns letting dogs out, and we just do the best we can. And at the end of the day, we look at each other and say, "Oh, team, oh, you rock."
Yeah.
What's your day? What's your hours?
My hours.
The shop hours.
The shop hours are 8 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday.
8 to 4. Okay.
And mine were 8 to 6 Monday through Friday, because we also have a daycare, and then 8 to 2 on Saturdays, or 8 to whenever we finish, but try to do a short day on Saturdays. But we've gone, since the pandemic, we've gone to 8 to 5. But I was prepared to increase our capacity with the staff we had. We were going to be able to do more had I not lost these 4 people in the last 2 weeks. We're still waiting for test results, hoping that everybody gets back before the Thanksgiving week, because I had to turn away several people. Today was the first time we started getting the calls that they want to get in before Thanksgiving, the last minute people, and I had to turn them all down. I normally was planning on taking them, and I couldn't, because we're down these 4 people. But amen to Lisa about how important a team is.
A team is, yeah. Teams, it's so hard to find a good team right now. Maybe it's not just right now. It's really hard.
Well, you have to cultivate it. You have to set a foundation of a culture in your salon that is nurturing and loving and structured. But it has to be loving, because you are employing a bunch of artists, and you just can't go yelling at them and picking on them and forcing them to do things that it's just they can't handle it. Their mind will break.
And I find it to say thank you, and to notice and verbally praise what I see that they do that's good, and not just have it be, oh, can you fix that or whatever. But I'm also trying to verbalize the good things that they do, and taking time each day, that really makes a difference. And I have had to make some hiring and some chemistry decisions, and I have a large shop. I've had to make some real chemistry decisions that would have made my life easier to bring in more people, but because the balance that we have right now is so good, I didn't want to mess with it. It's so important to appreciate them and to let them do what they're, let them find what they're good at.
Mm-hmm. You'll find that in my salon, when I see an exceptionally beautiful finish or a beautiful headpiece or a beautiful foot, I literally make everyone put their scissors down and clap and praise that person. Like,
Wow.
that's the kind of salon environment I like to work in. I remember coming up and not, I once did Clean Feet or something. I mean, it was way back, so in my dusty memory. And I did Clean Feet, and I was so proud of myself because I blocked in every single nail. Like, it was just freaking perfect. And it was the first time I'd ever achieved that. And when I went to go show my owner manager, like, oh my God, look at my foot. And she's like, that's the way they're supposed to be. And she kept grooming. And that stuck with me forever. And I will never, if somebody brings something, I don't care if it's crooked. Is it smooth? Is it better than what they did yesterday? Nurture that person. Say, oh my gosh, you're getting so great. That's excellent. Yeah. And you could even try this or this, but say it in such a way that it brings them up instead of, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Just let them know that, I care more about growth than I do about one crappy groom. We all have plenty of crappy grooms under our belt. You know who you are. All of you.
Yes.
So, be easy a little bit. Be easy on them.
Yeah, we've even got, I brag about the fact that I think I'm maybe my entire grooming life, I've been dabbling off and on grooming in many different places for over 4 decades. And I've never seen what I have now, which is I have 7 men, all heterosexual, working for me. And
that's a huge change in this industry, right?
Wow,
right?
You've got the entire majority of men in your salon.
She has all heterosexual men in her salon in the industry.
It just started with I hired one gal, and then I hired her brother, and then her brother brought in his friend, and then he brought in his friend, and then he brought in his little brother, and So, but I mean, it's been amazing. And 3 of them are learning to groom, and they're really good. They're really attentive, and they really want to learn how to do it. And it is such a great blend to have the help and the interaction of that in the team. It's just, and the diversity. We have a lot of diversity in the team, and everybody is interesting. And we even have, one guy that runs around all day saying, I really love you guys. I really do, and so it's when you have that good sense of team, and boy, do I have it right now in spades. I'm so lucky. It really does make all the difference. And you are so right, Michelle. You have to nurture it. You have to acknowledge people's humanities. People spend 1/3 of their life working for you or for somebody. That's a huge amount of yourself that you're putting out there. You want to nurture their souls too, because people have to care about what they do. They have to believe that it matters and that it's important. And helping animals is important. Mm-hmm. It's really important. So I think it's this time of year, especially with the holidays, and this year has been the worst year ever in terms of stress for everybody. You have to be kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That is true. Oh, I got a lot of growing.
I do want and you asked a question before we were even live, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Let's just briefly touch on that for people who are afraid of another COVID shutdown. Just keep it brief. Let them know what you know, and then we'll move on.
So this is really important. I've been getting so many phone calls and emails and Facebook messages and stuff from people all over the place. And I want everybody who is under the U.S. government umbrella, whether you're in a state or a territory, anywhere in the United States, there's a piece of information that could be helpful for any of you that are worried that you may be shut down again. We went through this whole thing back in the spring, and I remember some division in the industry even about this question of essential, non-essential. Most of us got declared essential because of something, and I was actually I think I got it April 17th. It came out April 12th from the U.S. government, and by April 17th, I had it in the hands of the Illinois governor and on his desk, and we got declared essential. So it was, it's called CISA, C-I-S-A, and it's the Critical Infrastructure assessment or critical infrastructure allotment or something like that. But CISA, it's done through the Department of Homeland Security at the federal government. And in short, they had created a definition of what was critical or not in a disaster way back after 9/11 in 2001, which was a certain kind of disaster where it was sort of one big bad thing, but it wasn't a huge national event, and it wasn't ongoing for months and years. So a pandemic is a different kind of disaster. So all of the things that they had spelled out, what was critical infrastructure and what was not, originally it said vets are critical, police officers, they have dogs, and so they need to go to kennels and they need to be able to buy dog food. But in fact, retail was critical, vets were critical, boarding kennels and daycare were critical because they needed to care for frontline workers' animals, but not groomers. We were specifically left out, as were some other tangential fields. And what changed on April 12th is, because the pandemic looked so different, it looked longer term, bigger picture, is that they changed that section to read all animal care. And all animal care in the CISA federal document says now that anybody who takes care of live animals, they're talking about pets in this case, because they're talking about people being of service to people who are essential, like police officers, doctors, nurses. So that's it. We are essential according to the federal definition that changed on April 17th of 2020. And I think it's really important, if people are questioning whether or not that will happen in your state, make sure your governor, make sure your mayor or your county officials know about that CISA document. And if anybody wants to have the link to it or whatever, just send me an email to groomersguide@gmail.com and I'll send it to you.
I posted the information on all the pages.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
It's all there. Yep. So people can look it up and find that, because I posted the CISA done through the Department of Homeland Security. So
yeah, it's critical infrastructure.
Yeah. So, all right.
So people can relax a little.
Okay, I'm relaxed. I'm fine. Holy cow.
We get there. So what is we'll go back onto our topic, but because we got about 8 minutes left or so, but what does everyone else do to inspire their team or to promote inside their salons? What do you do to get people motivated, to keep them motivated, to push them along and get them? I like to call it the hustle. Maybe I'll just start playing that as my theme song.
I like every day I'm hustling better than do the hustle.
Okay. That works too. I could do that one. They might get tired of that one.
I do different things different days just to change it up. But, I like to feed them. Just all of a sudden, just out of the blue, I'll buy them a pizza and tell them I'm buying you a pizza because you guys are doing great. Or I have found that playing, Spotify music, like if I can change up the usually quiet instrumental that I like to play for the mood music in my salon, all of a sudden I'll just put on, some great, let's all go sing the Beatles or something, just really, and people will start singing and dancing while they're working and stuff. So, just try to think of little things to make it,
We used to do Disco Tuesday.
Disco Tuesday. I like that. Disco Tuesday.
Everybody can dance to disco.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like what Lisa said. Lisa said a good example starts at the top. I completely agree. I make sure that I am the hardest working person in there. That does help. It sets a good example.
Yeah.
I don't support them in their daily work. You have to support them. They need a foot held. They need a face tuned up. They need some instruction on half of a face or an eyebrow, or, why isn't this blending right? Little things like that can stymie you if you're by yourself and you don't think you can ask for help. But if there's somebody there, that you can say, oh, hey, I've got all of this except this one, the jawline. I'm not getting it right. What am I not seeing? All those little things matter. Even if it doesn't matter to you, it matters to them. If you look at the dog and it looks perfect, like I have a groomer, literally, she'll just do a dog perfect. And she's like, why am I not getting this right? And I'll go, and she'll be like, oh, I didn't see that. And it doesn't look any different to me, but she needed that for whatever reason. She needs that to be told that, you are doing okay. It's fine. And like I said, we're a bunch of artists. And we need to be appreciated for our work. And even the most inexperienced among us does something beautiful every day. And that's what I try to see. If they're really struggling, I'll help them with the dog. But I try to see all the good things that they're doing, because then they want to reproduce that the next day. If you tell them all the crappy things that they're doing and never tell them that they're doing good, then they just lose hope. Why even do it? Why come to work? Why do a good job if it's never going to be better or good enough? We all come from backgrounds, because we're groomers, where we don't have good self-esteem, when we don't have good confidence, when we're afraid to ask for our correct price, we're afraid to tell the client no. That's all over the industry. We get enough of that in our regular life. I think that I'm going to spend my days encouraging every single person on that one toe looks amazing. Those ears are gorgeous. How did you get them so fluffy? Oh my gosh, you're the best at putting in top knots. All those things matter. They matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Kim said that she gets lunch for her folks and birthday cakes. Yeah, we try to acknowledge birthdays and make a fuss about that. And providing fresh water. I'm big with you on the providing water. I actually bought a nice water machine, hot and cold. People can, make teas and soups, and I encourage hydrate all day long, because I try to make them feel cared about in terms of their health. And that really does make a difference to do those humanitarian things and make sure you show people that you care about them as people. Ask about their kids if they have kids, especially these days, showing that you care about their health, their well-being, their personal life. I also give massages. I have a massage chair, and I'm very good at giving massages.
I do not do that just because of workplace touching.
No,
I don't want to do that.
It's not like whole body things. It's like if your hands I get a lot of them that get crampy hands. I have 3 or 4 of them. And then so I show them little exercises that they can do. I've got about 4 people now starting to struggle already with carpal tunnel.
I got my rock right here.
So a rock? Really? I've never seen.
Yeah, I've got a nice flat. Let me put it right there. See, it's nice and flat.
Oh, nice.
And really pointy. And I usually keep it in the freezer, but this palm right here, it hurts so bad. So I can jam it in there so nice and loosen that muscle up.
Oh, I like that.
And if you go on Yoga for Groomers, I did do a series of wrist stretches for carpal tunnel, and you can do those in the morning and in the evening, and your answer's just better after that. Yeah, there's so many things that you can do to relieve that tension.
Yeah, I love Lisa Herbold says there's AccuBall for their hands.
AccuBall. What is that?
Yeah.
One for Christmas. Yeah, I just found this on the beach. It was free. I actually have 2. Idea. I have one in the freezer downstairs, and when it's nice and cold, and I'll just put it right on that muscle and just let it soothe right down. It feels
take that inflammation out. Yeah.
Bobby's got a rock made of Himalayan pink salt. Ooh, that sounds juicy. That sounds good.
I had a Himalayan pink salt once. My cats kept eating it.
They needed the minerals.
They loved it. They were licking on it constantly. I was like, okay, this thing's got to go there. And then they kept drinking.
What is a back mate, Lorianne? What is that? A back mate. Is that one of those things that's like an archy thing that's arched and you lay over it?
One of those two. It's actually back traction, and you can lay down on it either direction, and it stretches your upper and lower spine. And I have a teeter hang up in my front room right now that I just acquired. And it
That's
is
like one of those
crazy
things.
good for your lower back. Yeah, it spins you upside down and stretches out your spine.
Oh, wow.
It is awesome.
I don't know if I could get back.
How do you
out of
get
that
out of it?
position.
I've always wanted to know.
Yeah.
So this particular model has little huggy things that hug your ankles, and I can use it without shoes, but it says, wear shoes for better whatever. But my ankles are pretty strong, so it doesn't bother my feet or my ankles at all. But you have to measure it. It measures out how tall you are, and then you become your own fulcrum. So you're in it and you're standing up, and then you just ease back, and it's got that, and you can go back really slowly. It's got a adjustable strap, so you don't go all the way upside down if you don't want to. So you can adjust that. And then when you get back up, you just bend your knees and squish your body, and then it changes the fulcrum, and you just come up. So it's not that far. It's not that bad. So.
And it gives you a good stretch on your back.
Yeah.
That looks wonderful. Oh, well,
where it says it's a bar that goes on the doorway and you lean on it. Lower back, higher back, like stretch back, like how?
That's, anything that shows that you are taking care of the person as a person, anything that acknowledges that, that they have needs, that they're working really hard, and that they're acknowledging that they are human beings that have human feelings and physical challenges. And I think just being human with each other like that is so important. Create a sense of team.
Yeah, I agree. Because my girls are important to me. I love my owner. I love my team. I will go to bat for them. I will yell at nasty owners for them. I will take up for them. And I tell you, even when you're wrong, you're right, as far as I'm concerned. And then we'll discuss it in private if you did do something wrong. That's the humane and respectful way of treating an employee and a friend. They are my friends. They are my work family, and I care deeply about them. And I want them to feel that way. And if they don't feel that way, I want to know why. I want to know what I've done or what I haven't done or what I have done to make them feel like they're not a part of my family.
Well said.
I'm laughing at what Bobby's.
The dog toy that has the tennis ball on a rope works really well. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it
does. It's a shop chiropractor. I love it. Sorry, I saw that pop up and I couldn't help it.
No, we weren't laughing at you.
For those of you who have the electric tables that go up, you can actually, especially long way, put yourself at the short end and then lay your hips right on the edge and let your legs hang free and put your whole body straight like this on the table, and then have somebody slowly raise the table until your legs are hanging, and it will align your back like you would not believe.
Really?
Wait, say that one more time.
So you're saying you turn yourself like an L over your table.
Yeah, lay completely on your table. Your hips should be completely snugged up, and then have somebody raise the table up so that your legs are dangling straight. It will align your entire back. And if you can relax into it enough, maybe 5 minutes, you will actually go boop, 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 and it will release your spine.
Wow.
So just your grooming table alone can help you.
Wow. That's a great idea.
We should write a book on this with Bobby's chiropractor. We got our own chiropractic shop in our own shop. In all of our shops.
That's a great idea.
Just need a rock from the beach and
your table, and you're good.
Table and tennis balls. Tennis balls on a rope.
Oh, that's great.
Get a big enough bathtub. You could soak in it.
We got time for that.
I've taken microbubbles in my microbubble tub after hours. Let me tell you, it's nice. Very nice.
It's got to be a big microbubble tub.
It's a human-sized bathtub. Yeah.
Oh, you do use a big
one. But it's up on legs. Yeah.
It's good.
You've got to have, when you do the microbubble, you have to have a tub, an enclosed tub that the dogs can stand in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be able to hold water.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another conversation, huh?
Yes.
Oh, what do
So
you guys
good.
think? We're at 34 minutes. What do you think for next Monday? Are we all going to be like exhausted? Because I know I had a really long day.
Yeah, I think we're all working to make up for the lost day.
I know.
Do you want to skip a week and then come back the following Monday? Do you want to
That's
do
what
that
I
on
was.
Wednesday?
I might be traveling that Monday. So I'll look at my flights because I'm headed to Texas. Monday, maybe depending. I'm working on that. So got that paperwork. I got state
Yeah, yeah.
paperwork to wrap up. So, but yes, headed to Texas and but if I can get there in a decent hour from here, which should work in my favor going back that way, or going that direction, I could do it from there. And I know we have our meeting on Sunday, the
Yes.
22nd.
Master Groomers
So,
Council of Best Practices.
yes. Yep.
Yay, Michelle.
I know. Sorry.
I think taking Thanksgiving week off is a great idea.
Yeah. Let's do that, and we'll get back on into
We'll all
the
be
following
hopefully
week.
busy, especially since I'm short for people. Please say a prayer for my people. A prayer for my
Yeah.
people.
Yep. We don't want anyone testing positive these days anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I'll wave the Godzilla of hope over you all.
This is the poodle of hope.
oh, there.
This literally is my Godzilla of hope.
Oh,
Really?
I love Godzilla of hope.
He smites my enemies.
He's a good guy in
He's
the movies.
He is
He's
a good guy.
Yes,
Yes,
he's a total good guy.
He does
people
save the
still
world
misunderstand.
multiple
He does,
times,
yes.
Yeah.
and yet we still kill him every time. What's the point?
Well, we
No, he's a good guy.
yeah, he goes back into his radioactive lair. You can't destroy him.
Okay. That's good. That's good. All right. We're going to call this a wrap tonight. That's
And then
cut.
we'll come back in 2 weeks and find out how
2 weeks.
everybody's unique quarantined Thanksgivings were.
Yeah, we can do that. And then we'll get an update on what's going on with the groomers, with the Master Council.
Perfect.
Yes.
Because what is our topic for, if you want to do a quick freshen on what our topic is?
Oh, it's just ongoing. I don't remember.
I think we're still talking about double coats, aren't we?
No, we set
No,
that
we
aside
that's not.
because we gathered the information and then we put it on the in the group in files, and I also uploaded it into it's a YouTube, so everybody could see the last meeting. This last meeting, it was kind of a bust because of the time change. Everybody forgot that we were all on different times, and my time never changes. So I'm standing there and nobody's there. So we did it again. So it's this coming Sunday at Arizona time, 6:00. But I did put it into the Groomer Council private group. If you can still send your applications in and get into the group if you like. Just send them. The Pet Pro Educators Facebook page. If you go into files, the application is there. It's the council board letter or something like that. Send it to me. I'll get you hooked up. Friend me on Facebook, and I'll invite you to our private group so you can get your voice heard as well.
And great article in Groomer to Groomer by Daryl about whiskers and trimming whiskers. The brisset.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's been a huge subject of discussion on, I think it's Pro Groomer Network, one of the other Facebook groups. So that would be a great topic for us to take up.
Mm-hmm.
Whisker. I'll write it on my list.
And we just start going down the list. And then as we come up with more topics, we add them to the bottom and we're just going through them. And then probably by March, we're going to have a compendium of what we've talked about so far. And we are going to have the council masters vote on all of the pieces to make sure that is exactly worded the way we want. It represents what we're trying to do. And we have the right message that we feel will benefit everyone. So
exciting.
All right.
All right, ladies, have a wonderful week.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
And
did
Yes.
post another link. I posted Lori's link that she sent about the backmate.
Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you.
So that's there, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Happy grooming. Stay safe out there.